Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another episode, Season 4, Episode 42. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. I know that I am after Barcelona's weekend performance against Real Madrid. And on today's episode, guys, we're just going to be talking about, the El Clásico. Be asking Sebi about his opinion. But generally, talking about our season overall as a whole. Also, as well, talking about Szczesny. What are we going to do in regards to him? Are we going to be going to renew him? Is he going to be leaving? We're going to be talking about that. And lastly, talking about Hansi Flick. What should Hansi Flick do? Should he stay, for multiple years? Or are we happy with him renewing for only a couple, for a season more? But guys, as always, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. And as well, if you guys do want to join the stream, feel free. The link is posted on X and on the post section on YouTube, and you guys will be able to join the stream. What's up, Vanley? He says Dallas won the draft lottery and got Cooper flag sober glow.
Miami Heat should have won. Tanked.
Well, I don't watch it much outside of Barcelona, so I can't really comment on that. But I wish your team all the I wish your team all the very best. But okay, Sebi. So reaction on Barca's win against Real Madrid this weekend.
Real Madrid, we've been our daddy.
Yes,
baby, baby daddy. Okay, we'll take care of you, Mbappe. The guy with the most useless hat tricks.
Yeah.
2 useless hat tricks. Remember that.
World Cup final and El Clásico.
No. At first, I thought they were going to beat us when they were up 2-0. I was like, yeah.
Did you think it was over at that point?
I didn't think it was over, but I didn't see us coming back low-key because the defense was struggling. The defense was struggling so bad with the high line at the beginning. And I was like, the first goal was a mistake. The second goal was a good ball by Vinny, breaks the high line. Mbappe actually was onside, and he scored a good goal.
But I actually saw some photos in the build-up. Valverde actually steps on Lamine Yamal's foot. I didn't see that, during the watch-along and everything. But that's a foul. That goal shouldn't have stood.
VAR, they do small fouls, big fouls. They do whatever they decide and whenever they please. But whatever. We got the W, and that's what's important. We play after the second goal. After the second goal, we dominated them. After the Lamine goal, it was all us. But it's obvious that we need to sign some defense, please.
Some defenders?
We cannot be conceding. I like that we score 5 goals, 6 goals. We have an attacking mind, but I do not like that we concede 4 goals every single game, 3 goals every single game. That has to the El Clásicos have been good, not only because our offense is that good, but our defense is so shit. So El Clásico has been 5 goals every single game, and there hasn't been El Clásicos like that since Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah. No. I mean, and speaking about the defense, I saw Hansi Flick. He quoted. He was actually asked about that, and he said, "Hey, we're playing every 3 days. It's not giving me enough time to actually work on the defensive structure. Obviously, with Koundé and Balde, it does play a factor and everything.
They play a part.
Yeah, they do play a part in everything. But I just see Barcelona. They're grinding out these past couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost there. La Liga, we got the double. Well, we actually got 3 trophies because if we count Supercopa. It's been a good season.
Yeah,
overall, it's a good season. It's just disappointing. If we didn't have the injury of Balde, I think we would have made the Champions League final.
And I actually want to talk about that because the main focus on today's episode is I actually want to talk about the season overall, because with Barcelona basically wrapping up the league title against Real Madrid, all we need is 2 points in the next 3 games in order to clinch that title. And if Real Madrid they drop any points, they're absolutely they lose the Liga title. And so unless something catastrophic happens in these last couple of games, then it's a pretty sure win for Barcelona in that La Liga title race. But I want to ask you, Sebi, just what do you think of the season overall and what Hansi Flick has been able to do? Because at the start of the season,
amazing. This was supposed to be a transition season. No one expected anything from Barcelona. Not even a semi-final of the Champions League. Imagine they were telling us round of 16 out.
Yeah.
La Liga, we always compete because it's always like Barcelona, Real Madrid. But
Yeah.
Real Madrid signed Mbappe, they have Vinny, they have Rodrigo, they have all the superstars. Barcelona has all the youngsters, new coach. He's German, never coached in La Liga, can't speak Spanish, blah, 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 can't communicate well. I just think overall as a season, if I had to give it from F to A plus, bro.
Okay. Okay. NJ, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. What did you make of Barcelona's season overall, just from the get go to where we are now? How do you rate Hansi Flick's first season at Barcelona?
All right. So I don't know if you remember the summer preview that we had to do on what the
Yeah.
expectation. I said
Mm-hmm.
to you like as long as we build the foundation and the football's very convincing, then I would say A plus. But again, I would say UCL semifinalist minimum. I keep saying that to you all the time, right? Remember, every time like semifinal minimum comes as a UCL. Because again, we're not
Okay.
gonna win it. We're not gonna win it because Inter's on like is their last chance of trying to win it. So we were not gonna win that trophy anyways. So I was like, you know what, UCL minimum was okay with me. Then you know through the season, it showed like he can win football in a different way. It doesn't have to be tiki taka. He showed many times like you don't have to play beautiful football all the time. And you know what? I'm happy that that Flick changed the play style. Like
Mentality.
yeah, mentality and the play style. Like yes, there is some tiki taka on it, but not like freaking like 100% tiki taka. Like Flick told you, just play direct sometimes. You don't have to like overthink or overplay it. Just go straight if you can. Right. So overall, like for me, yeah, it's an A plus. Because again, again, despite not winning the UCL, we won because again, we showed the world that you know the future and is promising, and that this year it's only like like that how do you say like a preview
Um,
preview
yeah, exactly.
preview.
Yeah, you could say like as a preview for what is to come,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
necessarily.
So yeah. So if fans were getting mad, yeah, obviously it sucks like because we were there. But again, we're not really ready yet. But you can see like we're there to compete now. Like seriously compete. Once Flick gets the players that he needs, then we will
Mm-hmm.
compete for sure.
Okay, okay. My assessment of the season, it's been a tremendous success.
Yeah, for sure.
To those people that were making fun of Barcelona because of that Inter loss, I know it's very disappointing for me. I've said it. It's one of the most heartbreaking losses as a Barcelona fan in recent years because of how close Barcelona they were to the UCL final. But in
But
general, it's been a resounding success. It's been a
yeah, for
resounding
sure.
success. If Barcelona were able to hang on for 2 minutes, we were talking about potential treble in Hansi Flick's first season as a coach coming in with a limited squad, with a short squad, with the very young players, and with a whole bunch of turmoil in the background, at the start of the summer, with limited resources and everything. And he's been
Yeah,
able to not only transform us on the pitch, but as well just instill a form of confidence that, no matter the
yeah,
circumstance, Barcelona, they are able to rise to the challenge. And so, if it's a complete success. And,
yeah, for
when we
sure.
talk,
It is.
when we talk about, Hansi Flick staying, reports are coming out that everything has been finalized and he's going to be staying until 2027. And what the board, they have to do now is they have to give him as much support as they possibly
Yeah,
can. Whichever players he wants to stay, whichever
yeah.
players he wants to kick out, whichever players he wants to buy, do what Hansi Flick says.
He,
Simple
he
as
can't
that.
upset back. He
Yeah,
can't upset
exactly.
back.
Exactly. You can't, with the limited resources that Hansi Flick has been able to use, and with this squad, which was, I would say worse than last season's squad because, we had a Gundogan in there, we had
Yeah.
the Joao Felix, we
Mm.
had a Cancelo
No
coming in.
system.
Yeah, it's the same squad with the only inclusion of Dani Olmo,
Yeah,
basically, from last season.
basically, yeah.
And he's been
Yeah.
able to transform there. But what's up, Christopher? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. What did you make of Barcelona's season as a whole? Thoughts?
My thoughts are, to be honest with you, it was so unexpected because Mbappe and Hansi Flick came in at the same time, right? And everyone was going towards for Real Madrid to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah, and
You can't really blame them.
yeah, but also at the same time, because the thing is, Barca kind of started the season kind of pretty rough. So Hansi
Hmm.
Flick was still new, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
basically before Hansi, it was Xavi. Now the thing is that I get it. People are giving Hansi a lot of credit and like how he transformed Barca, but also you got to give Xavi also some credit too
No.
for looking for some players like Yamin Lamal and some of the guys from the La Masia Academy. Now, overall, it took Hansi Flick some time to adjust some players who he wants to start in position. Even
Yeah,
also,
for sure.
he had to convince what's his name, who's Kundi, to play right back instead of
Hmm.
CB, right?
Yep.
So that kind of worked out and all that, and he kind of pinpoint everything of what needs to work on. And overall, to be honest with you, Barca. I'm going to give Barca an A plus. I never expected them to go that far into the UCL Champions League, right? No, like no one
Okay.
else can. Because the thing was, overall, I think maybe during the New Year's or something like that, things just clicked, just like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
And I will say this. To be honest with you, I'm happy where they are, and hopefully for the next summer. And just like you said, they got to listen to Hansi because Hansi, when he was with Bayern Munich,
Yeah,
he did very well. Yeah, he did very well over there. So,
yeah.
yeah. So basically, I want Barca to keep the same hunger, the strong mentality, the good chemistry, the composure, and to be honest with you, even the people who are on bench, I kind of think that to be honest with you, it's like they'll get playing time. I think it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
about
You'll get
patience.
played in no matter what, for sure.
Yeah, yes, and also to be honest with you, if your name's about to be called up, step up. Gerard Martin stepped up, even though I kind of like had a little faith in
No.
him, but he kind of stepped up. So
No.
Yeah.
overall, I'm gonna give them an A plus.
Okay. Okay. I mean, we're all in agreement. It's been a fantastic season for Barcelona. We've been
Yeah.
able to win the domestic treble, the Supercopa de España, the Liga,
Mhm.
and the Copa del Rey.
And
And
also, what we got, what, 100 million in money
yeah, for
from
like for from advancing like
yeah,
deep in the competition.
yeah, exactly.
No
So
winning.
overall, it's a win-win for everybody.
Uh-huh. Precisely. It's been a tremendous success. And moving on from right now, Sabi, I want to go to you. But we've been so successful this season, but what do you expect next season? Because I do think that they're going to be that this summer upcoming is going to be very, very key because I still don't think this is the final product
No, no,
yet.
no.
Well,
No, I expect
I expect a couple signings. I
I
expect a couple players to
expect
leave. What do you expect next season necessarily?
so much more
So much more. In what sense?
in the sense of I think
Players?
next year we have to win it all.
We have to win it. So
We
next year, a
have,
treble.
yes, we have to. Every single trophy we must win because I
Okay.
think now with the money that we're getting, we're gonna sign some top players. I'm not gonna say, but I think we're gonna sign some at least one star for sure. One star for sure. I don't know about the other signings, but I'm expecting a big transfer market for us and some players to leave like Araujo. I don't know how much patience the club is gonna have with him. I think
Uh,
he's gonna leave,
I, he doesn't trust, or Flick doesn't trust around that much.
and let's see what what I would do low key.
Okay.
I don't know about Rafinha, like amazing season, but can he keep up? You
Yeah, that's a
know,
good question, though.
should we
That's a
Very.
cash
concern.
in on his value right now?
Oh, so you want to cash in right now?
Is
And
that
who you
I feel
getting?
like he's like how those players like they have those one season wonders.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny it. I don't know. This is his only good season in Barcelona. The last
I,
ones have been trash.
I don't know because it seems like you've been playing too much FIFA right over
Yeah.
there. So when
Yeah,
they
bro.
say it's like with the age and the value.
I don't know, bro. Rafinha hasn't been good until this season. That's all I'm saying.
Got him.
Well, I mean, in regards to that, like I do think like he has like a point because, can Rafinha replicate what he's been able to do this season and translate that to next season? Because this season he's been absolutely
He's
phenomenal.
only gonna get more demand.
He's matched CR7's goal contributions in the Champions League. You know,
The
I
thing
don't
is
think
that
he's gonna have that same
he's
season
gonna
in the
get more
UCL.
Nah,
demanding.
nah, he won't, to be honest. But again, it won't stop him like actually scoring again. But it won't be the same season. But he will still score for sure, or get
Okay,
assists.
but let's say this season, his best season for sure. The rest have been trash in my opinion. He goes back to like normal,
And
regular.
so,
Not even a
as,
bad season. Not even a bad season. Like a
just
decent season.
normal.
Yeah, like normal.
That's fine.
We
As
had
long as
an
he scores.
opportunity to cash in, like let's say 80, 90 million. We missed out on, and now he's back
Nah,
to normal. His value is like 50 million.
Well,
but
well,
again,
well, no,
but again
go,
though,
Andrew.
yeah, but again though, it's just part of business. So like you gotta take risks though, because again, yeah, sure, you're right. It might not happen, but it might happen again next year, right? We don't know. So you just have to take the risk of like just playing again
This
and
is the
try it.
thing. What's it called? I'm gonna explain it to Elias NBA terms. You know how they just said Cooper Flag
Yeah,
just got drafted by
yeah,
the
Yeah,
Dallas Mavericks?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
They traded their best player to LA and tanked the season, and they got him. So that was a risk. So basically,
yeah.
we're saying the
Exactly,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. But again,
Oh.
who you gonna get though if you sell Rafinha?
There's so many.
Well,
For
for you,
left wing?
Rafa Leao? Are you? No, I'm not gonna have that guy going in anymore. He's not that good, bro. Telling
No,
you.
you're insane.
Well, you
Well,
think
well,
Leo's
well,
good?
well. I mean, like the funds. I don't think are there for Rafael
No,
Leao
no,
necessarily.
that's what I'm saying. But
But the point is that Barcelona they're going to keep Rafinha. You
no,
know,
Yeah,
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 they're
they
Barcelona
should.
keeping him. It's
they're
just an idea.
renewing a contract extension right now in general. But you know, my expectations for next season, I'm going to say right here. But I'm not necessarily saying like, hey, Barcelona they're going to go after the treble because the treble
It's hard.
We
it's
have.
extremely difficult. It's one of the reasons why there's only a couple clubs and it's only been done a couple times in the history of
Yeah,
football.
like
It's
what, like
extremely demanding. Not
yeah,
only do you have to have a world class team, but also world class depth in multiple positions, and you need to have luck
Yeah,
and fortune to
yeah.
go in your way. You
yeah,
know, you have
exactly.
to have, not have your best players get injured. You need to have,
If I was
fortune in the big
Barca,
games.
I would
Um,
sign a center back for sure.
Well, he could sell Araujo then if you're doing that.
I would buy a center back, a right back
Oh yeah,
for
that's a
Kunde,
given though. That's a
just to get
okay,
given.
in, just in
okay.
case. A left wing, maybe possible. No,
And back
before
up.
a left wing, a striker. We need a striker immediately. That's the first position I would try to get.
But
There's
Um,
three
again,
positions.
though, Selby though, with Flick though, he said he's gonna run with Ferran and Lewa again for another year.
No, but if we have a chance to sign a striker, sign a striker.
I know, but yeah, but I think Hansi Flick wants if Hansi Flick say he wants to say run it again with Ferran and Lewa, then we can't really do anything about it. To be honest.
well, I mean, there's a lot of rumors in regards to a Marcus Rashford deal and everything, and I think if Barcelona they're not going to want to spend big money on a player in the
Yeah,
market,
alone.
That's a cheap striker option.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
Rashford. I think that move has a lot of upside potential.
yeah,
If you sign Marcus Rashford on, let's say,
alone.
low wages, he's crazy to join Barcelona, so I don't think that would be too difficult to
Yeah,
negotiate.
exactly.
But if you're able to get him on a loan, low wages, I think it'd be a great option. He can play out on
Yeah,
the left. If not, you
play a
play him as a
striker. Yeah,
striker, and he's
exactly.
able to give rest to either your Ferrans or your Lewandowski. But also, it's another option up top, and I definitely expect some players to leave. But in general, as I was saying. I expect Barcelona to remain competitive next season. I expect us to go deep in the Champions League, and obviously, I expect Barcelona to be the favorite to go back to back in La Liga.
Oh yeah,
Those are
for
my
sure.
expectations. But whether Barcelona can win the treble and win the Champions League,
We'll see.
I, obviously, with the inclusion of a Marc Bernal coming back, with Gavi, having more time to recover from his injury necessarily, things could look a little bit more positive in
You,
general. But you
you
know,
know what's good?
it's still optimistic.
You know what's good?
What happened?
Now that I think about it, before it was like obviously a very big disappointment, but that we didn't make it into the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
The players have so much time to rest, to recuperate. We're gonna
Yeah,
actually have a really good preseason. We have time to plan. it's way better for Barcelona.
We're gonna have 2 months or so of like no action necessarily.
Yes,
The
that's
players are gonna
perfect.
have like
You know how
all
much
base.
the players
Tour
basically have
basically.
no breaks whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's their
hmm
only time to rest, and this is perfect.
Yeah, if let's say Real Madrid necessarily go deep in the Club World Cup, that's gonna start to eat up the vacation time, and I would say I think like a week or 2 weeks
No,
after they
imagine.
finish their season, the preseason starts.
No, exactly. They're gonna have
No,
the tournament ends June,
they,
July, and then
they're not doing
preseason
it.
starts late July.
They're not doing preseason though. They said if they're gonna go deep in the club, they're not doing it. They said they're skipping the.
Yeah, but they're still probably gonna like train and stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah, that's a given. That's a given, obviously. Because again, they gotta be ready up anyway. So, but overall, yeah. To be
No,
honest, when you look at it though, like obviously, we need players for sure. But again, if Flick says that he trusts the players that they have, then we can't really do anything about it.
no, I know. Well, I mean, that was in the conversation, but
Yeah.
in regards to the Club World Cup, it starts on June the 15th and it ends July the 13th. I saw that Barcelona they have a game against Vissel Kobe
Japan,
on
Japan,
the
yeah,
27th
yeah.
and so let's assume that if Barcelona if we were in the competition after, let's say we go deep in there, right after a week and a half after, we would have to play in preseason necessarily, and
No, no,
preseason
no,
is
no,
so important, and so Real Madrid not having that, it could be, I see that as
no, no, no.
negative.
No, no, it's not. Because again, if they go farther, right, in the competition, they're basically playing like like clubs like Inter, like Atleti or whatever or still in form. So that's basically they're basically their preseason basically.
No, but they're not going to be playing against like scrubs and everything. They're going to be wanting to win that competition, and they're going to play their
Exactly.
starters.
There's a
Yeah,
higher chance of injury too for more
I mean,
players.
it is what it is, though. But again, you can't play preseason as well. It's gonna play the Club World Cup, so
No,
yeah,
of course.
they're
No, of
skipping that
course.
year.
But I think not having a preseason, I think that's a big blow because I think that gives time for, let's say, a Xabi Alonso to tinker necessarily, to see, hey, what players do I like, what players do I don't like, hey, Perez, this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do,
I
and
actually
everything like
don't
that.
think Xavi Alonso is a good signing, to be honest, for Real Madrid.
He is a good coach, to be honest, if you get the right players for him. To be honest,
Is Xabi Alonso gonna have a 3-4-3 at Real Madrid?
he's doing 3-4-3 or a two striker in the front, like a 4-4-2. Apparently, he's thinking which one. Like he's gonna use two formations. Apparently,
You know, the only way Madrid is gonna be good if they either get rid of Vinny or Rodrigo. They have to get rid of one of their
no,
superstars.
they need to get rid of Vinny because Rodrigo's a better player. To be honest.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's gonna be Rodrigo. He's gonna be the
Yeah, I
sacrifice
know
for him.
exactly. Yeah, it's
Because
Rodriguez.
playing Mbappe striker is a waste, bro.
It is. It is.
Okay,
That's why.
okay.
But I don't give a
For,
fuck about Real Madrid. Let's go back to talking about Barcelona.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, welcome. Good to see you again. What do you think of Barcelona's season overall? How do you rate this first year under Hansi Flick?
Yeah, I also was seeing this question on Twitter on multiple Barcelona pages. What will be the rating you will give to this season? I would say 9 out of 10. I think I would only take out 1 point for that UCL trophy because we were so close after 6 years. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. So I think my only expectation is just to win La Liga title and cups like we did this season and
Mm-hmm.
be around there, semi-final, final in the UCL like we were this season. So I think it has been a
Okay.
good season. But I would
Okay.
say since I started watching football, that is, I think after that treble season, I think this was the most entertaining season for me personally. So that's why I would say even 9.5 out of 10 as a rating.
No.
Because
Yeah.
every game, every single game was. I know I don't want to shit on Xavi, but when we won the league under Xavi, I was literally because for me the game is between 1:30 a.m. in the night to 3:30 a.m. So I was literally in some of the games I was literally sleeping in the half of the game during the half time. So and this year it was every game was entertaining. Even the games again bad teams or bottom of the league teams, every game was entertaining. So I
No.
would say it was 9 or 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
No,
fair
I
enough.
mean, I'm
Fair
in
enough.
complete agreement with that. I completely agreement with that. It would only be a 10 out of 10 if Barcelona were actually able to win that treble necessarily or win the Champions League. But looking at next season, I see, for example, a Marc Bernal, being
Yeah.
included into the
Yeah,
squad.
he's coming back for
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's going to be a huge boost for Hansi Flick. I think he'd be able to add so much to that
Yeah,
midfield.
more options.
More options. Gavi, as well. I think he's gonna have more protagonism next year as well. Recovering from that injury necessarily and having more game time, more importance to the team, because that's an option for Hansi Flick that he hasn't really utilized that
Yeah.
much. In these past couple of months. In regards to exits or departures, how many departures do you guys think are gonna happen? I could maybe see like two up
I,
top and one in the defense, something like that, maybe potentially.
I heard Paul Victor wants to leave,
yeah. I mean, yeah, he needs to leave because he needs game time. To be fair, he needs game
but
time.
loan him out.
Yeah,
Him,
for
Loan.
sure.
him, Ansu, um,
So Araujo, I would call this. What's his freaking name? Fati for sure. Uh, who else was there? Who else?
I mean, there's so many youngsters that we have on the bench. Like,
Yeah, but again, you can't just rely everything on so you gotta balance it out though. That's the thing though.
Mm.
I
You
mean,
can't be all young.
out of our like regular senior players, like the only ones you can really like Ansu.
No, in regards to departures, I'm saying this right here. Right here, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Ansu Fati to leave.
Yeah, for sure. That's a
I
given.
see I see Paul Victor leaving, but
For
on a
loan,
loan.
yeah.
On a loan.
Yeah.
Paulo Torre, another player that we haven't talked about a
Yeah.
lot. I think he's going to
Yeah.
be another player who's going to be leaving on a loan as well. I
Hector
think
Ford,
he needs game time. Hector Ford potentially an option. Let's see what
alone.
happens with Ron Araujo.
Mm.
And those are what, like four players leaving in general.
Peña.
Also,
Peña.
Pena potentially. And this is where I want to shift the conversation because I now want to talk about Szczesny. Because Szczesny, he spoke after the match and everything. After the El Clasico, he was breaking in tears, tears of joy necessarily. What a moment for him! Coming out of retirement, winning 3 trophies, and
Yeah.
it's absolutely amazing, an amazing story. But he was offered a 2-year extension by Barcelona. Now, Sebi, I'm gonna go to you first, and then we'll go down. But first, do you think it's a good idea that Barcelona offered him a 2-year extension, where he's 35 now, he'd be going to 37? And secondly, should Szczesny stay or should he retire? Because he said, "Hey, I haven't made a decision yet. I'm gonna go talk to my family
He
on what
should
to do."
he should stay one more season. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't really thinking 2 years, but then we would have like two really good goalkeepers. If we sell Peña, we would have Ter Stegen and Szczesny, or Ter Stegen. The only thing
Okay.
is, I hope he goes to training on how to come out as a keeper because he keeps on conceding penalties, bro.
And NJ, well, what do you think should happen in the goalkeeper situation?
Obviously, keep. I mean, sell Peña, then keep Chesney. But the thing with Chesney, like if he feels like he's still good to go, then why not just stay another year or two to see, because again, what do you call this? We need new keepers for sure. Like, come on, bro. Like we're done with Ter Stegen anyway. So with having Chesney as a backup, or maybe like play some games, it will be good for the
I
young
mean,
goalkeepers.
I think he's earned like one more season.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like you can't just force the guy to retire again. Like, come on, the guy played so good, man. Like he helped us. Yes, I understand he played bad against semis, but like, everybody played so bad in semi anyway. So for me, yeah, stay for another year. Get another like 2-3 trophies again.
No, I'm not saying it because like Barcelona, they're looking to necessarily I would say kick him out and everything. I think he's been a great replacement for Ter Stegen.
Yeah,
There's been some bad moments necessarily. There could have been some moments where you say, hey,
exactly. Yeah,
he could have done a lot better, but he's been a great
I honestly
replacement
don't
for him.
know.
Additional.
I don't
Yeah.
know who's gonna play. To be honest,
And here's why I ask, because my thought process is I don't know whether Szczesny himself would want to stay because
yeah, like if
he,
he's gonna do bench, I think he would.
no,
leave.
no, because in his mindset, you're thinking, hey, I've just won 3 trophies under Barcelona right after coming out of retirement. I've only come in as a backup. I've won those three trophies. If I stay another season, who knows if we have the same success? Who doesn't? And on top of that, Barcelona, they should be looking for a long term goalkeeper because I don't think that you can have a reliable. You need a top goalkeeper, and you need a goalkeeper for the long term. I think Szczesny, he could be a great second,
Yeah,
but you
yeah, you
want
know
a
that.
goalkeeper to be there for a
I mean,
decade
obviously,
plus
yeah,
necessarily.
obviously that's a given. Yeah, like obviously we need to like instead of the goalkeeper, but keep Chelsea for another year or two, then bring a long term replacement, like the same time. So that
Exactly.
that new goalkeeper can learn from Chesney, like how to like become a shot stopper. Because again,
Okay.
no matter who you bring, he's gonna be better than Chesney when it comes to the ball playing. But again, the goalkeeper's first priority is to save shots, not ball play anyway. So
Okay.
but yeah.
Sake, if you're Chesney, what do you do? Do you retire or do you stay at Barcelona for another season or two?
To be honest, it will depend on his performance because, like he performed in the first half of the season when he started the games, then it is okay if he stays for one season, I think. And if he performs like he performed at the end of the season because he was conceding 3 goals in every single game, then now right now everyone loves him, everyone admired his game, how he played after Ter Stegen got injured. But when shit hits the fans, then you all know how the Barcelona fans
Yeah,
comes after the players, every single players. Look at
yeah,
Araujo, look at Frankie De Jong,
bunch
including
of
us.
fucking bunch of
So then
bipolar
it is gonna be,
motherfuckers.
yeah, because it is gonna be very toxic for him, and I don't think he deserves it at the end of his career because
Yeah, but again,
he
the
was
second
retired,
though,
So
but again, second though, when you look at though, like as long as Flick coaches
also,
him properly, then he should be fine.
yeah, I agree with you, but don't you think that if you want to compete for UCL, you will need a elite shot stopper like Donnarumma has played this season,
Yeah.
or like Courtois, or like Ian Sommer? Because without the
Yes, you're right. You're
goalkeeper, we
right.
are
You're
not
right.
going into Champions League final. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're right. But again,
With Ter Stegen and Szczesny, I don't think we will go to the UCL final.
no. We're not. I'm talking. I agree with you. Like we're gonna buy a new goalkeeper, but we need to have a really good backup as well. And plus, he's like 36, 37. He can't be demanding to be the main starter. He can play, but he's not gonna be the main starter unless if our goalkeeper is freaking pretty shit. Like run. Then yeah, start him.
Yeah,
But overall, like
neutral fans or Real Madrid fans would say that we are being emotional. That's why we are saying that Szczesny should stay. And if we were like Real Madrid fans, they would say that just sell Szczesny and get a new goalkeeper. That's what they say. So
yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
know. I'm okay with him staying, and I'm
For a
okay
good
with
season.
even
Yeah.
getting a new goalkeeper. I don't have a
Okay.
problem.
Christopher, so if Barcelona they were to look for a new goalkeeper, who would you want to come in? Because there's one name that I keep on hearing, and that it's my number one choice, and it's Juan Garcia from Espanyol. Do you share that viewpoint, or is there another goalkeeper that you want at Barcelona?
Juan Garcia, I haven't watched too much of him, but the thing is, anything can happen during the off season and head into the preseason. But I will say this: I want Chesney to stay one more year. But the thing is, he's still gonna be in a competition mode for the number one
That's good.
goalkeeper against Ter Stegen, and probably the third goalkeeper too, right? But the thing is, you got to look at this standpoint. All the beginning career of his life, or when he started playing football as a goalie, as a keeper, he never won a Champions League, even though despite that he won trophies with teams like I believe it was Juventus, and I don't know if he
Arsenal.
did. Yeah, I
No,
don't know. Yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah,
Arsenal.
Arsenal, right? But if he can remain healthy and also communicate well with the defense, because remember, goalies and keepers and defense have to communicate with
Yeah,
each other.
exactly.
And I think even though he came in pretty much almost halfway through, did he came in halfway through the season or the beginning?
No, he came halfway. He came, I would say in November, December, around there.
Yeah.
November,
So
November, December.
yeah, so technically, yeah. So he was kind of getting adjusted to, like, getting to know the players and all these stuff, and also, but yeah, Barcelona too, right? But yeah, I would say this: there's gonna be some stuff that he will need to work on. Like I said, communication, and also, like I said, I know you don't like Ter Stegen. You got Ter Stegen, even though I've
Yeah.
watched Ter Stegen, but I will have to give him a chance. But Juan Garcia, let's see how he does against Barca on Saturday. So,
I
I,
mean,
Okay.
yeah,
you can't really
so.
judge. You can't really judge him based on his face of Barcelona. Because again, Espanyol's different. They're struggling. So I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
expect
but
them to.
they are struggling. But at the same time, they're bad. They're on the
Yeah, I mean,
relegation zone, right? So at the same time, they need to beat Barca, and at the same time, Juan Garcia needs to showcase what he can do. So
he's
yeah,
been saving. He's been saving them for the whole year. But again, you can't really
Yeah.
do anything if your backline is it's pretty shit, right? So he's doing what he can do. But overall, like John Garcia will be the most likely the main target. To be
I,
honest.
I I think it's a good opportunity that Barcelona they shouldn't miss out on. I think, hey, with Ter Stegen, we don't know in the form that he's going to be coming in. Szczesny, we've seen his level. He's not going to be improving from here on now.
hmm
Yeah,
Inaki Peña most likely to leave. Gochin a little bit too young. I don't see
he's not
Barcelona.
ready. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah, I
ready.
don't see Barcelona giving him a chance as of just yet. And so, I think, hey, take a chance on Joan Garcia. I want to see Barcelona look for a replacement for Ter Stegen and say, hey, this is going to be our number one goalkeeper for the future. And the next season is going to be looking bright. We're going to be talking in the summer, possible signings. We're going to be looking at the Rashford saga. What's going to happen with Lookman? I think he is, one of the options that Barcelona are looking on the radar. Nico Williams, his season hasn't been great. Would you pay 58 million euros for him? Looking at how he's been hot and cold this season, hasn't been great.
yeah.
Hasn't trained pass necessarily. These are all things that we're going to be talking in the summer, but as well, we're going to be talking about that Club World Cup. Keep an eye out on that. But overall, it's been a successful year for Barcelona. And next year, we're going to try to replicate the success that we've been feeling. And we're obviously going to be looking for more. We're going to be looking to win that elusive sixth UCL trophy. But guys, that was it for the episode. Thank you guys all for being here. I will be posting this on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So if you do prefer listening on those platforms, go ahead. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next
All
video.
right, ciao.
Peace out, guys. Peace out.